Hi everyone, welcome to Instagram How-Tos with Mary Galino. So you'd like to set up an Instagram account. The first thing you want to do is tap on the App Store icon, and this will bring you into the App Store. Down at the bottom, tap on the word search, and then up at the top, click inside the search bar and type in the word Instagram. You'll notice that sometimes I say click, tap, or hit, but every time you do that, you actually want to just be tapping with one finger on whatever it is you'd like to choose. So you'll notice here that Instagram says open, and the reason for that is because I already have the Instagram app installed on my phone. If you don't already have it installed on your phone, you can click the word get. You'll notice here that it says open, but if I scroll down to a different app, you'll see that it says the word get, and that's what you will be tapping next to the Instagram app. The next thing that will happen is that you will need to enter your iTunes password, which is the same password that you enter anytime you download an app. Once you do that, Instagram will start installing. Once Instagram is installed, simply tap on the app icon and Instagram will open. That'll bring you to a window that looks like this. At this point, what you can do is sign in with your Facebook account, or you can click on sign up with phone or email. Then what you want to do is enter either your phone number or your email address and click next. If you already have an Instagram account, you can click continue as to keep it underneath that existing one, or you can click create new account. Enter the name you'd like to use and click next. Now you'll see the welcome to Instagram notification, and if you'd like, you can find some friends now, or you can always do that later. If you would like to find friends now, you can click connect to Facebook and enter your information, or else you can click skip. Instagram is persistent, and they will insist that Instagram is more fun when you follow your friends and see their posts. Are you sure you want to skip this step? And yes, that's perfectly fine to skip for now, and you can always come back to this later and follow your friends in that same way. Now, Instagram will offer you the ability to find contacts in your phone and add them to Instagram. It's important to know that if you do that, they will be saving them on their server and syncing them from time to time. You can hit skip here as well. Now it's time to add a profile photo. So click on add a photo, and then you can decide whether you'd like to take a photo from Facebook, or you could take your own photo, or you can also click on your library and go through your photos to choose the perfect one. Choose a photo, move it into place, and then you can click done. Now your profile photo has been added, and you can change this photo anytime you'd like. You can also decide whether you'd like to share this photo as your first post, or you can turn that feature off and then click next to make this photo your profile photo. Now you'll get yet a third chance to connect to Facebook or your contacts, or you can also click next. Now you'll see this notice, find people to follow, and you can allow access or yet again click not now. Congratulations, you've just completed making your Instagram page. And here it is. As you can see, we have no posts, no followers, and no people that we're following just yet. But we're going to click on plus at the bottom center, and then we are going to go to the next screen where we will click on library, and this is where we will choose our photos or singular photo to be uploaded to our account to create our very first post. Click on the photo that you would like to select, and then you'll notice that it comes up on the screen up top and in the lower left corner of that screen you will see two arrows inside of a circle. If you click on that, you'll see that you can toggle between a square image, or also you will see, if you hit it again, that you can create an image the size of around an 8:10 ratio. So decide what you'd like to do and then click Next. And at this point we can start editing our images. As you can see here, you've got a variety of different editing options. Once you click that edit button, you can raise the exposure or lower it. You can lighten and darken shadows or highlights and do a variety of different things. So scroll through the different options, tap on them, and then you can adjust them accordingly however you would like to. When you're done editing, you can click on Next, and that will bring you to this window where you can write a caption, you can enter hashtags, and you can add a location and tag people. So for now, let's add a caption. So here I'm going to say, wave crashing at Rockpile Beach in Laguna. If I'd like to change something that I just wrote, I can take my little cursor and hold it over the area where I am writing. So maybe instead I'd like to say morning wave crashing, and then instead of saying Rockpile Beach in Laguna, maybe I'd like to say morning wave crash at Rockpile in Laguna Beach, which is a little more clear, and then we'll get the attention of people who love Laguna Beach. Now I'll click on Add Location and type in the location Laguna Beach in my search box, and I'm all set with that. And the next thing I'd like to do is start tagging people. So I click on Tag People, tap on the photo, and then I start doing searches for the people that I would like to follow. So I type in the names and then tap on the link, and it automatically moves it into place. And now I can tap on the photo again and then look up another name, type it in, and then click on the link, and it automatically gets tagged on my photo. I can repeat this up to 20 times. And at this point I can tap on my picture and I'll be able to see it up close if I zoom in with two fingers, and I can move around and make sure that the image is clear and that everything looks good. I always like to take one final look before I post my image. Then I can click inside the caption area again, and now I can add some hashtags. So hashtags are a little different than tags. With hashtags, people can actually follow a particular word that follows the hashtag, or it could be a series of words, but they all have to be together. And so here I would type in some hashtags of places or people or any type of business or organization that I would like for people who follow that hashtag to see. So I see the hashtag, tap on it, and then it is attached. It sees my Facebook account and wants to know if I would like to also post this to my Facebook account, which I would. So I'm going to click that right there, and then I'm going to say connect to Facebook. Okay, so let's read this. Turn on Facebook sharing. The photos and videos you post to your feed or add to your story on Instagram will be automatically shared to Facebook. You can update this setting anytime. So I'm going to say always share to Facebook. I can also do the same thing with a Twitter account. If I have one and I'd like to put that there, I can do that with Twitter as well. And so I'm not going to do this right now. I'm going to stick with just Facebook, and that will allow me to show my work on both platforms. Okay, and then once I have this all set, I'm going to click share. And there is my post right there. So you can see my photo here, if I tap on it, you can see that I have tagged My Artist Loft and Loka Arts. How exciting. I always like my photo by tapping on the heart, and then other people who like it will also tap on their hearts, and you'll be able to see how many people like your photo by seeing how many likes you have. Now if you'd like, you can tap on the little paper airplane icon and post your post to your story. Tap on Add Post to Story, and then it shows up like this. And you can tap on your photo and move your image around if you'd like. You can make it bigger or smaller with your fingers. You can rotate it if you'd like. And you can also add more tags to this post. You can add writing to it, and you can add graphics to it if you'd like. There's a whole variety of things that you can do. But let's play around first by just lowering the photo and seeing what that looks like, moving it down just a bit. And you can move it around until you're comfortable with the place that it's in. And once you have it where you'd like, you want to, up at the top, click on the little square smile face, and that will bring you to areas where you can choose your tags. And so you want to, once you get into this area, you want to click on the @mention button, and then it will allow you to type in the name of a tag. So you'll type in the name of a tag, and then you'll see that tag, and you want to tap on it. And once you tap on it, it will show up on your picture. And you can do this over and over again, also up to 20 times. You can see once you have your tag up on your story, you can tap on it to change colors, and you can use 2 fingers to make it smaller and rotate it and move it into position where you'd like it to be. The next thing you want to do is click on that same squarish smiley face, and then click on location, and here is where I'll type in the location, Laguna Beach, and then I will see Laguna Beach show up, and I'll tap the location, and it will add the location right here on your story. And so again, I can tap on that and change the color and make it smaller and rotate it. Now you can tap on the upper and lowercase a in the corner, and that will bring you to the area where you can write something to add to your story. You'll see up at the top that you've got different fonts that you can tap on. This one is Classic, and then you can start typing in whatever you'd like to say. And the slider on the left is to make your letters smaller or larger, and then you can also choose a color here and click Done when you are finished and want to see what it looks like on your story. You can also click on the font type up at the top and play around with the looks of different fonts. Then you can rearrange your words and letters however you'd like them to be. Okay, so now we're going to move this around a little bit. Using 2 fingers, you can rotate the words, make them smaller, make them bigger. Always just make sure that you stay within that border. You can make it big up here. And if you'd like to put a hashtag or another regular tag in, you certainly can do something like this and say Loka Arts. And maybe you want to put it in, but you don't want it to be visible. So if you want to tag it and not have it be visible, you can always tap on your picture and it will hide it underneath. So you can decide how you'd like to do that. And it will tag the person or the business that you have put the tag for. And now when you're all set, you can come in and you can click on Add to your story. And now that has been added. And where you see it is right up here in the top left. So if you click on that icon, there will be your story. So there's your post. If you click here, you will see a bunch of different posts that you have put in all over here. And then you can come in and you can add some information about your bio. So here I would like to put my website, so I can say www.myartistloft.com. And then I can put other information in my bio, and I can call this personal page. Done. And that's what my bio will look like. I click done, and there's my bio right there above. I can come here and I can do find people to follow. I can edit my name. I can add a profile photo or change it. Okay, now Instagram would like me to follow some people, so I can do that either by going into my contacts or Facebook fan page, or I can look them up by clicking on the magnifying glass and typing in some names. So I know I'd like to follow Loka Arts, so I will click follow, and now I am following them. And if I go back to my account, you can see that if I refresh my screen that I now have one person that I am following. And if I go and I search again, I can hit the search box and I can type in my artist loft, and I would like to follow my artist loft, obviously. So I will click on following, and I'm all set now. And so then I can click on my profile again and refresh my screen, and now I'm following 2 people. So I can continue looking for more people to follow. I can hit the, so I can follow, let's see, Laguna Beach photographer. So there's Mary Hurlbut. I can follow her. I'll click follow, and then I'll look again. Here's the city of Laguna Beach, so I can follow them. And I'm only clicking on pages that I'm interested in. So if there is something particular that I'd like to look for, like say, for example, I want to, maybe I want to follow the farmer's market and see what's new. So I can click follow on that. And then down here, they'll give you suggestions of different places to follow. So this one's called Downtown Laguna, and that sounds great. So I'll follow them. And so now, if I refresh my screen, I'm following 6 people, which is great. Okay, so let's say I'd like to make a post with more than one photo. I can click on the plus sign in the middle. And then when my images come up, I can click on Recents and choose the folder that I'd like to choose images from. And then I can actually add more than one image. I can add videos. If I do this, it's important to remember that, remember this little double arrow in the lower left corner of the image. If I click on it, it will bring me to a full frame size of whatever image I choose. And that very first image is what will dictate the size of whatever comes next. So if I click on a vertical image as my first picture, and then I click on the lower right side of that image, you'll see a stack, it looks like 2 stacked squares. If I click on that, now I can choose some other images to go with that. So, you know, if I click all vertical images, I'm great. But if I come in and I also pick a horizontal image, like say, well, that's not a horizontal image, I believe. Nope, that's not one either. Here's, oh, I see what's happening. They are actually horizontal images, However, they are being cropped vertically, as you can see. So I'm going to hit that little stack of squares again, and you can see now that this goes back to being a horizontal image. Now, if I click on the stack of squares again, and I choose some vertical images, like the ones I had earlier, like say this one here, and this one here, what's happening is my vertical images are getting cut off. So once again, if I click on these two squares that are stacked in the lower right corner, I can see actually this is a horizontal image. Here's my vertical image. So again, if I were to have my, let's say I make this my first image or video, and then I click this stack squares, and then I click on this image, it does crop it right across the middle, when initially this was a vertical image, and there's very little I can do about that because my first image dictated the size. If it's important to keep my image vertical, then I only want to choose vertical images for my multi-post, my multi-photo post. So I'll click on the squares, and then I'll choose images that I know are in fact vertical and look good vertical. So, and then I can see this one here, and this actually was a wide shot, but that would look nice vertical, just like that. So I can in fact choose that. And then once I do that, then I click next, and I can individually edit each photo. I just click on it, I click on edit, I make my changes like I did before, then I click done, and I go to my next photo. I tap on that, and then I tap edit, I make my changes like I did earlier, and then I click done. I go to my next image, and basically you get the idea. I do that with each of them. If I decide I'd like to add one more, I can do it right there. Otherwise, I click next. And just like before, I type in my description. So let's say we call this beautiful day in Laguna. Finish the rest, then click OK, tag your people, and add your location, and click share. So let's say this time I'd like to put multiple photos into my post, but I'd like to do it differently. Maybe more in a layout format or collage type. So I'll click on my plus sign in the lower middle, and then click on my folder for the photos. Oops, wrong one. So I'll click on the folder for the photos that I would like to use. And notice how if I click on a video, I only have the option of doing what's called a boomerang, or a stack of photos, one after the other. But if I click on a regular photograph and not a video, then I get a third option, which is called layout. And that's what you see on the lower right side in the center, is the layout symbol. Now that is another app that you want to download onto your phone or your iPad, and once you do that, you can come here and click layout. So you make a decision, combine your photos, fit multiple photos into one post, then share seamlessly to Instagram. So we're going to do create layout, and then layout would like to access your photos. So one thing that's important is to be careful not to jump to the OK button or the don't allow button until you've read everything. Here it says this lets you share photos from your library and save photos to your camera roll. So of course I'd like to do that, so I'm going to click OK, and it will bring you to the last folder that you had open. And if you didn't have one open, you can click on down over here on the lower left side, and then choose the photos that you'd like to choose. So in this particular layout, I'd like to choose a few photos that I have here. So I'd like to choose that maybe not the first one, but rather the second one. And then I'd like to choose that vertical image, and I'd like to choose this guy over here, and maybe some nice flowers. So let's we'll grab maybe we'll grab the Icelandic poppy. And so let's say we take those 5 photos, and then up at the top we want to choose our layout. So up here you can see that you've got different layouts, and you can see what each one looks like. So you can see this very first layout, and if you don't like that, you can go to your other layouts, which this kind of crops off everything. But if we were doing, say, close-ups on flowers, those look kind of cool, but the others don't really look so good. So I'll keep going, and let's take a look at this one, and that actually is working out really nicely. And I can go in and I can rearrange, but let's go and we'll see what the rest look like. Here's a vertical version. Here's another one that could also work. We've got a few more over here, and to be perfectly honest, it all has to do with the photos that you are including, as well as the layout that you would like and what you want to bring the most attention to. So you can see we've got a variety of different layouts here that are really pretty, and we can choose whichever one we'd like. So there are quite a few to choose from. So I'm going to go back to that one that I saw earlier that I really liked. If I can find it, and I do believe it was this one right here. So I'm going to click on this one right here. You have the ability, when you have this blue line, you have the ability to make this picture larger or smaller in your scene. So I can go like this and drag this up to give the other pictures a little bit more of a presence. And then with 2 fingers I can come in and drag my photo smaller, and then choose whether I want it higher or lower. And I'm going to go for lower so that I can see my ocean and my pathway, but also see my treetops. And then I can click on this left side over here, and if I'd like this particular shot, which I'm not absolutely loving in a vertical format, but I'm okay with it, I can also drift it over this way just to get a little bit more of the scene. And I like the way that looks for now. And then I can come over here and I could drag my photo inside so that I can still see a little ocean, some palm trees, and a very recognizable Divers Cove coastline scene. Over here I like the layout of these daisies, and that looks nice like that. And then I have my Icelandic poppy. So I would like to give a little more room to that poppy, and so I shifted my daisies over to the left a little bit to shrink them down somewhat, and then that gave me a little more room for my poppy to really shine. And so let's say I like that layout. I'm going to just keep that layout and hit next, and I can go on from there. But let's say, for example, that maybe I don't like this picture right here and I want to change it. So I can hit replace down at the bottom, and I can say, let's see what we've got. You know what? I'd rather replace that picture with this picture. And so now I can come in here. If I like the way that looks, I can hit done, and it will replace it in my scene. And now I can come in and kind of fine-tune this so that I'm able to see exactly what I was hoping for. And I like the way that looks. So I'm going to go with that. Then I can come over here, and if I'd like to give borders, I can do that. It'll put white borders in around my images. If I don't want white borders, I can take them out. But I do find that in this particular collage, the white borders look nice, and they do separate the images enough to make them stand out a little more. So once I do that, I'll click on next, and I'll click on my file name, my folder name up at the top, and I'll go to Recents. And sure enough, when I go to Recents, there we are, it shows up as my very last photo. in my recents folder. So now I'll click next, and here I have my beautiful collage. If I need to edit anything, which I typically wouldn't in a collage situation, I'd rather edit them individually. But if I did need to do that, I would hit edit right here and go through with my edit. Otherwise, I could just click next. And now I write my caption, beautiful week in Laguna Beach. And then I can come in and I can add my location. So sometimes when you've posted with a particular location a number of times, it would be right there waiting for you. So I'll click Laguna Beach and then tag people. And so I can come in here and I can tag my artist loft, and I can tag Loca Arts and anyone else that I'd like to tag. Again, I can click and drag on those and move them around. It's not really necessary because you won't see it in the post unless you tap it, but they are there anytime someone is following, say, my artist loft or Loca Arts, and you tag them in your post, your photo will show up there in their tagged section. So now I'll click done, and there it is, and it's all ready to share. So I click share, and it's sharing. And now I'll come in here, pull down on my screen to refresh. You'll see that it says I now have 2 posts, and there they are. I've got my first post and my second post. I like each of my posts, so I click the heart. That's about it. So there's one more thing that I wanted to talk about. That is what happens if I need to edit my post. Now, I did put my caption in, but I forgot to do hashtags in my caption. So I'd like to go back and fix that. So basically, I'm looking at the post itself, and then I'm clicking on the 3 dots on the top right corner that you can see up there. So when I click on that, I have the option to edit. So I'll tap on edit, and there it is. There's my caption. And I can come in and can actually hit the number, the little 1, 2, 3 numbers on the lower left part of my keyboard, and that will bring me to the return key. So I'll hit the return key and then come back to the screen I was in previously, the keyboard rather. When you hit on the numbers, you get the numbers. When you hit on the letters, you get the letters. So we're back to letters now, and I'm going to do hashtag my artist loft, and there I am right up there. Okay, and then I'd like to do one more, so I'll do hashtag, and I'll do Loca Arts. And there we go, and there it is up top, so I'll tap on that. And so now I like that a lot better. And if I did need to come in and tag anyone else, you can see where it says 2 people, and if I clicked on that, it would allow me to tag more people. And when I'm done, I just click done, and it brings me back to this edit info screen. And then I click done again, and then you should be able to see my hashtags now, and there they are. So now anyone who's following hashtag my artist loft or hashtag Loca Arts will see this post. So that's pretty exciting.